morning, children. Now, today we will start the next topic, that is Newton's laws of motion. The chapter is force and laws of motion. Force, we have seen what is force. Now we will see the different laws of motion. We will see here first law of motion. So before starting with the first law of motion, you just see this. This is my diary. I have kept this diary here. Now if I leave it for 1 hour, will it move? I suppose it shouldn't move for after 5 hours or 10 hours. If no one is touching this, no one is applying force, I myself if don't touch it, then it will remain in this place only. If I leave it for next day, next 10 days, 5 days, 1 month, the same will happen unless and until no one is applying force on this, or unless and until I take and remove it from its position or I change its position. It will remain in the same position unless and until external force is applied on it. Okay, so this is what Newton's first law of motion says. The same will happen if an object is in motion. Unless and until if an object is in motion, if no force is applied on it, it will continue in motion only. So Newton's first law of motion, you will see here what it says: a body at rest will remain at rest, and a body in motion will remain in motion unless and until it is compelled by an external unbalanced force. It will remain till when? In the rest position, till someone is not applying force on it, or no other external force is applied on it. Till then it will remain at rest. And so this is what Newton's first law of motion says. What it says? Newton's first law of motion says that a body remains at rest or a body remains in motion unless and until it is compelled by an external unbalanced force. Got it? So this is Newton's first law of motion. Now Newton's first law of motion is also called as law of inertia. So if it is asked in the exam, state law of inertia, you will have to state Newton's first law of motion. Now Newton's law, it is called as law of inertia as well. So first you should know what is inertia. What is inertia? Now for that term, inertia, what it is? It is the property of a body or tendency of the body. It is the property or tendency of the body to resist any change. Like I kept the diary, what happened? It will not change its position, it will remain there only unless and until if no force is applied, it will remain there only. So this property of the object to remain in the same position, to resist any change, is called as inertia. The tendency or the property of the object to resist any change. Got it? This is inertia. Same thing is happening in first law. So here Newton's first law of motion is law of inertia. Now first you should know, you came to know what is inertia. Now just imagine two things. You have a small pebble, okay, and a small stone, very small, and then you have a big stone rock on the path. So if you try to push the small stone or pebble, it will easily move. Yes, but the big rock, you will not be able to move it with utmost. Even if you apply full force, the small pebble, you moved it very easily without more effort. Little effort you applied, little force you applied, and you could move it. But a very big rock or a big stone, you will not be able to move if it is in the middle. If you apply even if full force, whatever force you are having, stamina you are having, even if you apply that, you will not be able to move it. Why? Because it is very heavier, its mass is more. When its mass is more, it will have more resistance power. It is just like your biology immunity which you have studied. If you have more immune, you can easily resist the diseases. If you are less immune, you cannot resist the diseases. It's the same way. If you have more mass, here you can easily resist that change, whatever change is coming to you. So you can think of bicycle or a truck. Very easily you can move the bicycle, but if you try to move the truck with your hand, no. But you can move the cycle with your hand simply. So it's the same. More mass, more inertia. So what is applicable? Inertia is directly proportional to mass. It means if the mass is increasing, inertia is increasing. If mass is decreasing, inertia is decreasing. More the mass, more inertia. Got it? This is so simple. Now let us perform one more experiment. Now here we are having I have taken a glass. On that I have kept a card, and on that again I have kept a coin. You must have done it at home. We do it at home and enjoy it. So now we'll just try it. What will happen if I try to flick this card? What happened? The coin, what happened? You observed. What is the observation? When I flicked the card moved away. And the coin, what happened to the coin? The coin directly fell into the glass. Okay. Now why did this happen? Why did this thing happen? Because this thing happened because where I applied the force, this was my card. I applied force where? On the card. I did not. This object is at rest here. First object at rest, second object at rest. I applied force on the first object, that is on my card. I applied force on my card. I did not apply force on the coin. So what the coin was in condition? It was at rest. It was trying to resist that change. It was trying to remain in the rest position only. Coin was at rest position. It was trying to remain at rest position because I did not apply force on the coin. But when there was no base, what happened? It tried to remain at that position, and with no base, it directly fell into the glass. This is what the law of inertia says. And this coin fell because it wanted to remain at, due to first law of motion, an object remains at rest. If it is at rest, it will remain at rest unless and until external unbalanced force. So I did not apply force on the coin. I applied force only on the card. And so the coin wanted to remain at that same position, and hence it went into the glass straight directly in the glass. Got it? So this is what about your Newton's first law of motion. There are many applications of the same thing, like you have when you move in a, when you are in a bus. When it suddenly starts, what happens? We move backward. We get a jerk, na? We move backward. And if a moving bus is there and suddenly brake is applied, we forward. So this thing happens. We all have experienced it. And so to avoid the hurt or to avoid some accident in sudden brakes, these seat belts are given. Now why did that happen? Why this joke was there? Forward or backward falling? Just because when the vehicle was in motion, our body attached to which was in touch with the bus was also in motion. It wanted to remain in motion, but suddenly when brake was applied on the bus, not on our body, so our body felt that jerk and we fell forward, and in the other case backward. So this is all about same thing. When we try to move vigorously a tree, we do na, falling the fruits or something. So we shake the tree, so or the branches. What happens? We are applying force on the tree or the branch. We are not applying force on the fruits. What will happen? This fruit will try to remain at rest, but we are moving this tree or the branch. So when it will try to remain at rest and force is there applied on the tree which is attached to the tree, so it will shake and then it will fall down. So this is Newton's first law of motion, and the applications of, that is, give reasons. Many of are there, like which I gave the glass of coin, and then your seat belts. So these reasons are also there, which is very important to the point of view of examination. examination, all the laws are important and their applications, particularly give reasons, are very important. Got it? I hope so you have understood Newton's first law of motion. In the next class we will see the other laws. Thank you for today.